Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a video on some bodies that I tested over the past weekend. I went to Yatabe Arena for 2 days and I tested back to back between Protoform's Type S and Montech's Racer. Now, as you can see right off the bat, they have some similar design features to each other, which in turn yields similar handling characteristics. But that's as far as it really goes when it comes to the comparisons. They're definitely different in many ways, and I'll explain to you what they are in a minute. Now, many people are asking, well, why did I choose between the two bodies? Well, I chose Protoform and Montech because of one of two reasons: accessibility and pricing. Now, you can buy these bodies pretty much anywhere here in Japan at any hobby shop, and the price range is around $30, give or take. Some people might ask, well, what about Biddy Designs? You know, they're a popular body shell company. Yes, they are, probably in your country, but here in Japan, they're very difficult to come by, and they're very expensive. You're looking at around $38, $40 to purchase just one body shell. And I'm just not really interested in forking out that amount of money for a Biddy Designs body. Now, if Biddy Designs wants to send me a body for testing, go, please, by all means, that would be awesome. Let's jump into the differences now between the bodies. Now, the Racer, when it comes to the weight, the Racer is 63.1 grams. That is incredibly light. Whereas the Type S is 72.1 grams. Now, this is the Pro Light, and this is the Ultra Light, or the Ligera. Correct my pronunciation if I'm saying it wrong, but yeah, there's a big weight difference between the two, and that definitely plays a role in how the car handles under certain conditions, which I'll mention in a little bit. Structure, I found the Protoform body was very solid. Like it definitely doesn't lose its shape very easily when you apply force to it. I know, I'm using my hand, but like you can see here that this body here, the Racer tends to be quite it's quite flimsy compared to this one, which seems to hold its shape, which is nice. Looks, obviously the Type S looks a lot nicer, has a nice smoother design, some really nice aero features built into the body as well. The Montech, yeah, you could do with the facelift, but who cares? All right, the chassis that I used for this test, I was using the X-Ray T4 2018 carbon lower deck, aluminum upper deck. I spent a couple of weeks prior to this test building a setup that would work well, so I can really figure out how these bodies can perform at their maximum performance level. So yeah, I did some setup and testing before to get the car ready. Let's jump into day one conditions. So there was maybe 10 guys there practicing. The grip level was low, medium grip. Now at Yatabe Arena, they don't run black carpet yet, so they're running like a CRC gray carpet. So the grip was quite low. Now I did a few test laps, just get a feel, first impressions of how the body shells performed. I found right off the bat the Type S was a very stable and easy car to drive around the track. I can really drive the car and have a lot of confidence with bringing it into a corner, out of a corner, through like short straight sections. It just gave the driver it gave me a lot of confidence driving around the track. Cornering, yeah, it had a really nice turn in. It was very stable throughout the corners. It was really easy to drive. Going to the Montech Racer, very, very nimble, very quick, its transitioning was so much faster than the Type S. And what I mean by transitioning, like it's able to it was able to react a lot quicker. And and it wouldn't grip roll. Like you think, oh well, if the car's going to react quicker, it's going to grip roll, and you're going to have issues. It didn't do that whatsoever. And it was very easy to drive. I wouldn't say it was as stable as the Type S, but it was easier to drive, very easy to drive in and out of the corners. You could really hammer the throttle on the car and take it through the corners with a lot of confidence in knowing that it won't grip roll. And I'll mention a few things about that later on. So, day one, as I mentioned, low, medium grip. The Type S seemed to have the pace. It was doing really well. It did really well with a pace of a 23.511.1. The Montech came close with a 22.5 flat. So low, medium grip, I found the Type S worked really well. So if you are running at a track, that be it carpet or asphalt, low, medium grip, I would definitely suggest getting this. It definitely makes it the car easier to drive. Yeah, the Montech, it's a bit of a struggle to drive. You don't get the same consistency as you would with the Type S under those conditions. Now, day two was a different ballgame. The grip went up incredibly high. I would say medium high to high. Why was this? Because there was 40 to 50 drivers testing their cars, mostly 112 scale cars. So obviously you had a lot of foam being embedded into the carpet surface. So there's a definite groove building up. Now, when I mentioned, the way that the body's handled, I found that the Type S was struggling with the high grip conditions, and so much so that its pace dropped considerably. It went down to a 22 lap 504.2, whereas the Racer thrived under these conditions, and each run it was producing a 23 lap pace. Best was a 23.511. And all these I did make some spring changes to compensate for the Type S's slower performance. And what I mean by slower performance is its overall consistency during the high grip conditions dropped because the front end was grabbing too much. It had too much steering mid to exits, and so it was oversteering. So what I needed to do is adjust my setup a little bit in order to regain some rear stability. Overall, the car managed to keep itself stable throughout most of the corners. It was a lot of these high-speed sweeping corners where the front end would take over and I would start losing rear grip. And so that can be an issue. So as the grip increases, the Type S can be quite difficult to drive. Whereas the Montech Racer, it seems to really work well under those conditions. It never grip rolled. That's the thing about the Montech Racer. It never grip rolled throughout this whole test session, day one and day two. Whereas the Type S, it did grip roll 2 or 3 times, and I think as the grip increases, that can be an issue. So be aware of that. And you could probably adjust the wing position to a further back position, and I think that will help get some more rear stability into the car if you do encounter such an issue with your Type S. Best lap over the 2 days, Montech Racer with a 13.107. That was very fast, very, very, very fast lap. And the Montech did that with ease. But overall, when it comes down to it, watching this video now, you're probably deciding between the two. However, your driving style, your track conditions are going to vary to mine. Obviously, my driving style, I'm quite aggressive. I like to throw the car into the corners, and really, I'm a really aggressive driver when it comes to touring and even 112 scale racing. But anyway, so if your driving style is quite aggressive, then the Montech Racer is a great body to have because you can really throw the car around and it won't have the tendency to grip roll. Whereas the Type S, it's a very easy car to drive, very stable car to drive. So if you're someone that's looking for that consistency and ease of drive, then the Type S is good. Under certain conditions, it's not as fast as the Montech, and the same for the Montech. It's not as fast as the Type S. You just have to pick the body style that matches your driving style, your track conditions, and and go from there. Overall, for asphalt, I would choose the Type S. For carpet, I would choose the Montech Racer. That's my choice between the two. So we'll see how it goes. I might even take both these bodies out to an asphalt track and test between the two and see what happens from there. But for carpet indoor, Montech seems to be the better choice of body. For higher grip carpet, the Type S, it seems to be the better choice for low, medium grip carpet. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful, and yeah, definitely check out Montech and Type S and give them a try. I think you might like them. You'll definitely notice a big difference between the two, yeah, test them out, see which one you like, and yeah, comment below what your thoughts are on each body, both of these bodies' handling characteristics. All right, bye bye.